Welcome to Broadway Before Bedtime. I'm Yair.
And I'm Remy.
We met last year doing Drag the Musical together off Broadway, and ever since then, we've basically been non-stop talking about performing, auditions, and everything that comes with being young actors.
So we thought, why not turn those conversations into a podcast? Each episode, we sit down with artists we genuinely admire and talk about how they got started, what they've learned, and what this whole industry is actually like.
And we are very excited about our first guest. Get ready, because today we're sitting down with a performer who has lived 2 dazzling lives in one spotlight. Marty Lauter, the Boston Conservatory-trained musical theater talent who made their Broadway debut in Kinky Boots, starred in multiple other Broadway shows, and toured nationally in Hello, Dolly.
And today, we're diving into the journey from conservatory classrooms to Broadway stages to the workroom and everything it took to make Marty Lauter a name you can't forget. For the first time, and first guest ever, welcome, Marty Lauter.
Broadway Before Bedtime!
With Yair and Remy.
Woo! Hey, how are
Yay!
you?
I'm so good. That was so sweet. I'm so honored to be here.
We're so excited to have you. Okay, so you graduated from the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley with a BFA in musical theater. How did you get into theater? How did you start?
Well, when I was a little kid, not much younger than you two, I'm sure. I was really, really into movie musicals. I loved The Wizard of Oz and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Mary Poppins and all of that. So I was always very musical, and I loved watching dance, and I loved dancing, but I was kind of a shy kid, so I didn't get into classes or theater really until I was in the 8th grade. Because I'd been doing choir, and then I was like, I'll just audition and see what happens. And it was Willy Wonka Jr.
And then you were on Broadway.
And then I was on Broadway. Yeah.
So
that's how quick it happened.
I can relate to that because, when you have music just surrounded by you your whole entire life, it just kind of gets into you. And yeah. So what was your audition experience like for the Boston Conservatory?
Ooh, well, before I auditioned for colleges, I knew that I had to learn more about dance because it was something that I really liked and something that I liked doing. Because I was a competitive gymnast for about 9 years before I started doing theater.
Whoa.
So I was flexible and strong and stuff. Right. So I had all the pieces, but I didn't know anything about technique or anything like that. So I really prepped a lot about learning how to dance and learning what ballet technique was and everything. And I knew for BoCo that dance is really important. So I went in there and I tried to shine as best as I could in the dance call, and I was able. They let us if anyone can tumble a little bit, whatever. So I did that, and I think that was one of the things that locked me in.
Whoa. Wait, I never knew that. You were a gymnast. Wow.
Yeah.
College, I feel is a little bit of not controversial, but it's a topic. People have their opinions on it. How did the conservatory training shape your work ethic because you went on to do so many professional jobs?
It definitely did. So I know what you mean by theater college being kind of controversial. Because I think there is something to be said about not doing it and going into the city and finding dance classes that you really, really love and finding a voice teacher that you feel really, really helps you, and allowing yourself to just gain experience in that way, being in auditions is such a great education in and of itself. But there's also something to be said about going to college and not worrying about outside distractions. And in college, if you do choose to go, especially for musical theater, it's really what you make of it. Because there were a lot of kids in my class that went to theater school and just kind of went there to make friends and go to parties and stuff like that, which is important. But I was very, very focused at school because I was this is a lot of money. And I'm a very ambitious, goal-oriented person, and I knew that I wanted to work really, 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 really hard. So when I got out, I was ready to like tackle the industry in the way that I felt I could. So it definitely, like, having 4 years straight of like discipline, definitely shaped, I think, how I work today. Do you guys want to go to college? Do you guys want to go to theater college? Do you have like a dream school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to go to NYU.
Okay.
I think, I don't know, I love the city.
Mm-hmm.
And like just like walking around this, like that whole environment I love.
Mm-hmm.
But also like schools are so hard to get into now. Like it's crazy. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely have like no clue even what I'm gonna do like tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think college is something that I've been thinking about for forever, like, you know, the classics like NYU, Juilliard, maybe like Michigan. But yeah, like Remy is, I'm like such a city person. Like after I finished doing Star Search, I was kind of sad a little bit. So me and my mom flew out to New York the day after we left LA. It was like a breath of fresh air for me.
Oh,
But yeah.
but by the way, congratulations on Star Search. You're such a superstar. Also, look, can I just say, in terms of like auditioning for colleges, if it is something that you choose to do, you two are like miles ahead of so many other people, because like you've already done an off-Broadway show, which is like not a common thing at all for young people your age. And also, you're just both like really, really, really talented. I've seen, because I saw both of you in that show. Because I came twice and I saw both of you. But yeah, you two are like, so
Thank you.
You're gonna be fine, whatever you choose to do. Because also, like, if you're both really drawn to the city and you just keep auditioning up until that time, you might realize like, oh, it's not actually a thing that I need to spend all this money on. Like, yeah. I think you two are just both really, really in great shape, and you're gonna be fine.
By the way, Yair, basically what I got from that conversation was that if we go to college, we should room together at NYU.
Let's do it.
Basically.
Let's do it.
David, that was in Cabaret with me, went to NYU, so I'm sure I'm nearly 100% positive that they would love to talk to you.
Is there like a class or a professor who like changed how you think about performing, or gave you like solid advice that you still resonate with?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, so many. That's the thing. Because yeah, when I was in school, like we had like dance and movement and voice and voice and speech, and there's so much that happens. But I would say that the teacher that I worked the closest with was Michelle Chassé. She's one of the dance teachers there. She was really the one that, like, I don't know, she was the one that I was like, I need her to like me and I need her to be impressed with me.
Right.
Because I don't know, she's just like one of those like sparkly people that you want to.
A fierce last name for a dancer.
I'm not sure if it's, I think her actual last name is Chase, but she's Michelle Chassé to us.
No, I think that's better actually. So we can do that one. You met drag queen extraordinaire and drag musical star Miss Jan Sport at BOCO. Did you like have any idea back then that drag would become part of your life identity?
I mean, freshman year of college. So Jan and I were in jazz together. My first year of school. I think maybe like just the first semester. I don't remember.
Wait, are you the same age?
No. I was a freshman. She was a junior or a senior at that point. Yes. I think she was a senior actually. Yeah. So she's a couple years older than me, but
yeah.
We got along very, very well. We both love Ariana Grande, as I'm sure both of you do as well.
We're going to talk about that later.
We will.
I'm sure we will. Yeah, we both loved Ariana. That was really the thing that linked us. And a friend of mine that I made at school, which is again another great reason to go to college, because you make a lot of friends. One of my best friends, Gwen, would who's currently on the Cephs tour, showed me Drag Race. They were the one that like showed me Drag Race for the first time, and I had never even heard of it. Like I didn't know anything about it. And they were like, "Oh, I think you're gonna like this." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So I did. I loved it like so much. And then we do a little drag show at Boco. It's like a yearly thing, and it's to raise money for the Trevor Project usually. So I did that my sophomore year, and I was kind of hooked. I had so much fun with it, and it's such like an exhilarating thing that I'd never like felt before. So I didn't necessarily expect it, but I was exposed more to it, I was like, oh no, this is so great and so fun. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Kinky Boots.
Broadway.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
do this.
Oh, I was reading these questions. So right now, some of these questions that you have are going to have to be skipped because let me tell you what happened, my Kinky Boots story. So I graduated college and I went in for a replacement in Kinky Boots to be one of the angels.
Worked.
And I did not get it. Like they called me, they're like, they're going with someone else, whatever. I was like, okay, great. A couple weeks go by, I get a call from my agent, like out of the blue, and they're like, oh, they want you to be a vacation swing. And I was like, sure, why not? Let's do it. I'd never swung before. Terrifying. And so the day before I started rehearsal, and this is just a testament to how crazy this industry is. The day before I started rehearsal, their closing notice went out. I think it was like October, and they were closing in April. So there were still quite a few months left of the run. So I was brought in as a vacation swing, but I never went on. I had to put in, and I did like I did the rehearsal process and everything. And I never went on because I'm not sure if you know this. When you're on Broadway, you get like vacation weeks during the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one. And when the show is closing, people don't take their vacations so they can get the payout at the end of the contract. So I never went on, and it was, I'm not gonna lie, kind of like a traumatizing experience.
No, wait,
it's okay.
So let's ask one.
I've closure for it now. It's fine.
So let me ask this question: how many tracks did you cover? Were you supposed to cover?
The way that it was laid out to me was that I was covering all of the, not all of the angels technically. I think like maybe like three. No, it was supposed to be all of the angels, the 6 drag queens, and then they were like, and if we really need you and there's like an emergency, we'll just throw you on for a factory worker. You'll be able to learn it quickly. I was like, okay, great.
Wow.
Oh my God.
But
okay.
Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly.
And you returned to said show. So
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's something that audiences / fans don't, and honestly, like young people doing community theater, don't understand about being in the ensemble?
Oh, that being in the ensemble is so much fun. That's number one, is that it's so much fun. Those are the times where you can really, I feel like, lean into like the muscle memory of a show and just really kind of enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Like
at a certain point with Cabaret, I would come off stage and I'd be like, I don't remember doing that. Whatever I just did, I don't know what happened on stage. My body did it for me. But also just, I think to be in the ensemble, especially the ensemble of a Broadway show, you have to be so incredibly talented. I think there's a big stigma with people that maybe don't go to theater or don't understand theater, that if you're in the ensemble, it's like, oh, well, you're just like not good enough to be one of the leads. But that could not be farther from the truth. There's a reason that all your understudies are in the ensemble, because they can handle a lot and they can do it without preparation. They can just kind of like go in and get through it. And I think the ensemble it's the backbone of the show, and you need the backbone or else you can't stand.
Yeah, we love ensembles around here. They are literally amazing. Okay, Remy.
Me?
Okay. Yes, you can go. You can go.
So, moving forward a lot. What year did you do Hello Dolly?
Oh, I did Hello Dolly. Oh, I'll tell you when it was. It was 2019 into 2020 because we got shut down because of COVID.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah, moving forward, in 2023, you were announced as part of season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race as the feeder queen and ultimately placed 7th. What period? When did drag enter the picture during your theater training? Or I guess you kind of answered that because you had those.
No, but yeah, I mean, I did it like a little bit in college.
Yeah.
But it was really lockdown. It was COVID. How old were you two during COVID? I don't even want to know. You're like, I don't remember it.
I was 6 and 7 years old.
I was 7.
I was 6 and 7 years old.
7.
By the way, that is going in the little highlight on Instagram, that little 6-7 moment.
Good. I hope so.
COVID was the craziest year for me ever. I can't believe that I can't believe that I didn't have to. I was in second. I started COVID when I was in 1st grade.
Oh my God. No.
And then
Stop. Oh my God.
When it started to get really bad, I was in 2nd grade. And then I am really surprised how I didn't have to do 2nd grade again, because on Zoom you can just turn off your camera and go on mute and call it a day. And a lot of Roblox was played instead of doing class.
Okay.
So craziest era ever. And my mom, she's like a huge germaphobe, and I didn't get a haircut for like a year and a half. My hair was like it was exploding, and I was like, "Please help me, COVID, please end."
That's wild.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. 1st grade.
Insane.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm so old. But yeah, that was when I really started doing drags, when I had all this time on my hands. And Drag Race was Jan's season of Drag Race. And it was really the thing that was like getting me through, because I remember every Friday me and my parents would like sit down and watch Drag Race, and for that like hour I like would forget that like anything was going on in the world. I was just like, oh great, TV show that I like, and then it would end and I would be like, oh, I can't go outside. Bummer.
Yeah. But you're, like we said earlier, you're a huge Ariana Grande fan.
Yes.
As am I. So in 2019, you went to the Sweetener World Tour. And
how do you know this?
Guys, we're good at
got it.
Trust me, we're good at this.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And
you're doing your research.
We are. And then your first guest judge in the One Night Only episode premiere was Ariana Grande. How full circle was that for you? Did you have any like suspicions? Did anybody know?
No, nobody knew. That was one of those moments that I took as like a sign from the universe. So I was like, oh, I'm in the right place at the right time. Right. I mean, in my audition tape for Drag Race, I included like 4 Ariana Grande like outfit recreations that I had made. And
I think I've seen a few of those.
So the fact that I was in, thank you so much. The fact that I was in the room with her was like crazy. And then the craziest thing about it even farther is like, she really like took to me really quickly. She was like, oh, I like what you're wearing. I like what this is. And she was like, I remember there was a moment when we were like standing in the line and RuPaul was like talking to us about what we were going to do. And we were like in between takes, and she looked at me and she went, and I went, I made it. And she went, and we were having this like silent conversation. No, but she is, I say this, I feel like every single time I go into a podcast, people ask me about her, and I'm like, she's just the best. She's the greatest person in the world. I mean,
there's been like some pretty iconic guests on that show.
Oh, but
Ariana Grande, like, wow, that's crazy.
she's up there.
And this also wasn't the first time she's done it before. She's done it around in like 2014 during that Bang Bang era. So her doing it again was more surprising too, probably.
Yes, but I had no idea that she was going to be there, and I was like, I can leave now. I'm good, actually. I'm done.
I used to have a fan page for her on TikTok, and I built it up to 8,000 followers, and then eventually I abandoned it because I didn't have that much time, but it's still up there. And then I think it got banned because I had TikTok when I was 8 years old. And I posted videos of my face, and I think they thought that I was not supposed to be on that app. So.
In the words of maybe Happy Ending, everything must end eventually.
Yes.
One of my favorite musicals of all time.
So good.
I really, really love that musical.
Okay, this one is kind of niche, and
I love it.
Actually, So in your talent show, you had a picture frame, and you originally wanted a photo of Ariana in it, right?
Well, I didn't know it was her, and the
guest judge.
Yeah, when you plan these things out with production, you basically send them like a general, like, this is what it's going to be, this is the layout, these are the set pieces that I need, and I was like, just get me like a young picture of like whoever the guest judge is that week. It doesn't matter to me. But it was Ariana Grande. So I guess they were like, oh, it'll be funnier if it's like, because at that point it would have been either like Ross or Carson. Right. So I was like, I think I gave them that option too. I was like, whoever the guest judge is, or just do like Ross or Carson, whichever is there that week. Okay. And it ended up being Ross. And then people thought I had a crush on Ross Matthews, which I do not. But love, so sweet. I love Ross. But yes, that was just, I think it worked better, honestly.
So when Snatch Game was announced, like, were you nervous? Were you excited? Like, did you have author Tim Gunn planned before filming? Or
and yes. Also, what did you have like backup options?
Sure.
I feel like on the show, like, they have like multiple wigs sometimes. They're like, like, I would assume that would be planned, or maybe it's not.
Yes, it is. I think they tell you to bring, I think, one and a backup. For my audition, my backup, I had two. One of them was Nicole Kidman, which I thought would have been fun. And the other was Maureen McCormick, who plays Marsha Brady in the Brady Bunch, which is what my drag name is based off of. And I auditioned with Maureen McCormick and Tim Gunn. But I knew that they were going to like Tim Gunn, so I wasn't worried about that. But in general, I was worried about Snatch Game, just because even with like any improv thing, there are just like sometimes it just like doesn't land the way you think, or you can't think of anything because it is pretty quickly paced. But I wasn't nervous necessarily. I got ready pretty quickly because it was just like the bald cap and the glasses and stuff. And I was walking around the room for like a good like 30 minutes, like talking to people in the Tim Gunn voice. Right. And it helped me like get into character. And then once we got there, like I really wasn't nervous. Sometimes
I'll be watching one of the like a Snatch Game episodes, and I'll like pick a character and I'll like try to like respond and see if I can do it. I can't do it.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for anyone who wins, participates.
I know. Also, some people are like really, really amazing at it, and I'm just like, I can get through that challenge. Anything else?
Also, no. Nicole Kidman, I would have loved to see the AMC commercial with Marsha.
I was gonna wear the same blazer that I wore for Tim Gunn, and then just like put a little like side bun and talk in like a quiet Australian accent. But I was worried that it wasn't going to be like big enough for Snatch Game, and I'm glad that I went with Tim Gunn.
Yeah. Great.
Your lip sync.
Yes.
Iconic. Like fully was iconic.
Yes.
This is also this is also a very niche question. Anitra dive rolled over you, correct? But you didn't realize.
I did not know. No, I had no idea. I got off stage and a PA came up to me and they were like, that was the best lip sync of the season. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And they were like, she jumped over you. I went, what? I didn't believe them. I was like, I can't wait to watch this in 6 months, whatever it is. That was I feel very lucky to have been a part of that moment in the Drag Race history.
I guess like you said right after someone said to you like that, but at the time, did you know that it would be such like a talked about lip sync?
I mean, I've gotten the impression
right
after leaving that it was a good one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was going to be like the most viewed lip sync on the YouTube channel and make Doja Cat like perform the song live for the first time. Like I didn't know that it was going to be such a moment, but yes, I'm very glad that I was a part of said moment.
Yes.
So I know that you're very close friends with Luxnor London,
yes,
who we were in Drag the Musical with. Do you stay in touch with any of your other castmates or just from your season?
Yes, a couple of them are coming to my wedding in October, which is very exciting. I mean, we all kind of keep up here and there, but I talk to Jax a lot. I talk to Lucy. I talk to Lux, obviously, a lot. But I mean, everybody on my season, I think for the most part was like so sweet. And so we all got along pretty well. So
great. Yeah. Sure. I always wondered, did you prepare like a list of songs before filming or did you have to like learn them week to week?
Oh yeah, wait for Drag Race. When you get there, they give you a little iPod that has like 10 on it. And then as the episodes go on, they'll add some and they'll remove some. And that's honestly, if I had to pick one thing, that is the hardest part of Drag Race, is learning the music so quickly.
Get so much shade for not knowing their words. I'm like, that seems really hard to learn that many songs.
Yeah.
And there were the two that I was worried about on my season were Sweetest Pie.
Yeah.
It's what Dua Lipa and
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, coming to Moulin Rouge very soon.
Moulin Rouge.
And Boss. Those were the two that I was really worried about. But I made it work and it was fine.
Great. Okay, so we're moving on. Post Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
After Drag Race, your career kind of exploded. I mean, you gained a lot of followers. You were traveling. But instead of focusing purely on like drag, because it did really well, you leaned back into theater a little bit. Why was theater still calling to you?
Well, mostly because, so like post season traveling and everything, it's a very like lonely lifestyle, because you're constantly in places that you have never been to before, surrounded by people that you don't know, sometimes surrounded by people who don't speak English, and you're trying to be like, you have to be, because your season has just happened and you're meeting so many people, they have like this idea of what you're going to be like. So you have to be on for so long. And the schedule is literally like, you fly into a city, you land, you go to a hotel, you get ready, you go to the gig, you get back at like 3:00 in the morning, and then you fly out the next day. Sometimes to another city and do it again. Sometimes you fly home. And it just wasn't, I got to a certain point. It was like my season finished airing, I think in May or June. May. It was May. And I by August, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Literally the definition of bus, club, another club.
Literally. So I got on a Zoom with my team and I said, hey, feeling really burnt out, not having fun, don't really want to do this in this way anymore. I would love to audition for a musical. These are the things that I would like to audition for if we can get me in the room. My agents were like, oh, well, Cabaret is seeing people next week. You want to go in? I went, sure. So I went in, and that was one of the craziest casting processes I've ever had because it was so quick. And I'm very proud to have been in that show because when people talk about those auditions, they're like, oh yeah, like every single dancer in New York City auditioned for that show. Like everybody went in. So the fact that I was a part of it is just like so special, and
yeah,
felt very like, oh my gosh, I'm a star.
So now let's talk about Cabaret. So then came Cabaret on Broadway. It was announced a transfer in July of 2023 after the hit London run. We talked about your audition process. Did you feel pressure stepping into a role audiences has seen played by like huge icons? I
kind of feel like we should revisit audition process.
Oh, okay, we can.
Okay.
So let's talk about your audition process.
Sure.
Tell me more about that.
So my initial audition was just like an invited dance call, which is like when I was working in theater, that was just like what I would always go to. That was my bread and butter. So it was just an initial dance call. And then that was a Friday. And then I remember I had to fly out to San Francisco on Saturday to do a gig. So I did that on Saturday, and I woke up on Sunday and went to the airport. And as I was sitting in the San Francisco airport, I got the callback email from my agents that they wanted to see me for one of the Kit Kat girls, an MC cover, and an Ernst Ludwig cover as well. So I was like on the plane home, just like trying to like drill the material as much as I possibly could, because the callback was on Wednesday. So I had like a couple of days to try and get it together. But the funny thing about that week is that I had 3 gigs for Marsha in different states. One of them was in Canada. So the morning of my callback on Wednesday, I went in, I was the first one they saw, and I did like the 15 minutes of MC material they asked for. And then me and my friends drove up to, where were we? Somewhere in Canada. I forgot, because it was their Pride. It was like where is it? Mama, I forgot. Montreal. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love Montreal.
Like the most obvious place. I'm old. This is going to happen to you one day. So we drove up to Montreal for Montreal Pride because I was performing. And that was on Thursday. The performance was Thursday. And then Friday morning, I had to fly back to New York to do my final callback, which was another dance call. And I had to do the MC material for more people, but I didn't have to do all of it. It was only, they had me sing like one of the songs and do like one of the scenes. It wasn't a big deal. And then I got to sleep in my own bed that night. And then I flew to Minneapolis.
Oh my God.
Damn.
And then I flew to Detroit, and then I came home and I slept for like a whole week. And it was easily the most exhausting week of my life. I was so anxious about the Cabaret stuff because I wanted it so badly. I was like at Montreal Pride. I was like shaking because I was like, I have to learn the material. I have to get this job. But yes, it was a crazy, crazy week.
Now, let's talk about this again. Did you feel pressure stepping into a role audiences had seen played by so many huge icons?
Sure. I mean, yeah, in a way, but the team behind this production of Cabaret is very, very focused on making sure the interpretations of the characters come from the person playing them. And this version of Cabaret was so different than all of the ones that had happened before. So it felt like a very new thing. And also, because I had just done Drag Race, which was like such a giant thing. Like it's like an internationally viewed thing. Like we won an Emmy, whatever. That stepping into a Broadway show, weirdly enough, felt kind of small. And I was like, oh, I'm like not as nervous as I would think that I would be. Also because it was one of those moments where like I knew how badly I wanted it. So the fact that I had gotten it, I was like, not gonna let like a negative energy ruin this, because this is just like it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, because it's one of those roles that like so few people have actually gotten to do, and the fact that I'm one of them is such a special thing.
Yeah, and I saw the show in I think November, and I hadn't met you in person yet, but the show was just so amazing. I saw it with my dad, and he loved it too. So I saw you in the ensemble. I wish I could have seen your MC, but Remy saw you and told me that
the morning after I saw Drag the Musical, I was like, oh my God, hi.
Your MC was so like, when people tell me, they're usually like, what MC did you see when I mentioned I saw Cabaret? I'm like, no. I saw Marsha, and Marty Lauter, and they were incredible. I'm like, you were so good.
Thank you.
And that was my first production of Cabaret I've ever seen. And I mean, what an introduction.
Well, I'm honored that I was your first MC. That's so cool.
Throughout the run, you were very lucky. You went on like multiple times. Like you were, I mean, yeah.
I think total it was 52.
That's like a lot.
And you had your whole run at the end with David.
You were on the website.
I was on the website. My name was above the title.
Oh my God.
How did that feel?
That whole month was really, really, really crazy, because on one hand we were all very worried about Billy. We didn't know, because they weren't really telling us what was going on. We were just like, he's not feeling well, and we're like, okay, not our business, I guess. So that was really the time, because I was doing it so frequently that it felt like really lived in, and it felt like I was actually getting to do what I wanted, and I was less kind of like cerebral about it. I wasn't like so nervous about forgetting things or doing things wrong. That was the time that really showed me what it's like to be a principal on Broadway. And obviously it was not great for Billy because he was unwell, but he's fine now. So thank goodness. But it was very, very educational. And, it's one of those roles that's just like really, really hard. So getting to do that, I think there were 2 weeks that I did like 8 shows in a row. And that was really, really, really cool. I wish I was more articulate about it. It was just because there was just so much bundled up into that time and into that experience, because it was just, that show in general was just something that changed so frequently. Like with every MC that came in, we had to kind of like learn a new version of the show. And so it was like we had just learned this like Billy version, and because at a certain point we knew that he wasn't returning, we were able to kind of like bend things backward a little bit to like what we were more comfortable with, because Billy's performance was like so singular and so tailored to him that it wasn't even like close to what David and I were taught. So it was a big learning curve, and it was so much like thinking as the ball is rolling. And I think David and I really like hit it out of the park, because it could have been bad. It could have been messy and bad, and it wasn't. It was still always very, very successful.
And
great.
I mean, Cabaret, you guys didn't have like artwork at the outside of your theater. That was but I feel like there's been like a new trend of like, if an understudy goes on for like a week, like they change the website, like period.
Yeah, I am seeing that a lot more.
Yeah.
And I attribute it to David and I, but I think there is a growing appreciation for understudies and covers, and I think a lot of it has to do with like people your age that are really vocal online, that are like, no, like we want to know who these people are, because every
Instagram accounts,
because like every Broadway star was once a cover.
We are Broadway Works like biggest fan. Do you know that account?
I think so, yeah.
They post all the coverage and all the debuts. We love that account so much. And I also love when I like go see a Broadway show with my mom and an ensemble is covering a principal role, and during intermission I'll be like, you know that blah blah blah, the person who plays this is an understudy, and she's like, what? I was like, they're so good.
Also covers like 10 other, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Theater's super hard. It requires you to like keep so much information in your brain at once, and then do it in like really high pressure situations perfectly. So, people that work in theater, I think, are some of the strongest among us. So I admire both of you jumping into it.
Okay, so I think we've talked a lot about Cabaret. We've talked about the difference between performing on Broadway and doing drag clubs. Remy, do you have anything you want to add? Or I think we can move on.
So, do you feel that being publicly known as a drag, you were more known as a drag performer, changed how casting directors saw you, positively or negatively? And you had a very big social media presence.
I think when you boil it down, there's no way I can really know that. But I will say, I mean, ever since I moved to New York City, the shows that I would make it into like finals for were the things that were like very like queer storylines, or things that were very like colorful and happy, and as Jerry Mitchell would say, joy machines. So while I do think the drag race of it all has maybe like bumped that up a little bit, I still think that the shows that I am cast in and the shows that I am seen for haven't changed very much. And at times that can feel a little frustrating as an actor, because especially coming off of something like Cabaret, where the range of that character is just like so huge, that I was like, oh, I can kind of do anything I want. I shouldn't just be like locked into like playing a drag queen or playing, I don't know, some other thing. Right. Like I would love to be Fiera one day. That's one of my dreams. And I think I could do it, but that's the thing. I don't know if, because of my social thing, they would consider it, because most people that see Wicked are not like watching Drag Race every week. Like, they're people coming from all over the world to see the show. So I'm sure most of them wouldn't have any idea who I was, but there's still like a little, there's a whisper of what could feel like a limitation. And I don't know, again, but I can't actually know that information, really.
I would love to see you as Fiero, though.
Me too.
Please, guys, let's make that happen.
I'm saying it out loud as much as I can, because I'm just like, why not? Just like bring me in. Just let me do the material for you, and then tell me that I can't do it.
No, and then when you do ultimately get it, you can put in all the clips, and it can be.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so
yes.
Did you ever feel like Marty and Marsha drag and theater were like competing identities? Have you ever felt like that?
I do. But also because this is such like a nuanced thing that like I don't think anybody really understands. But being on Drag Race, I was very early on in my drag career. I'd been doing drag for like a matter of like months, really, like actually performing in New York, like actually doing it. And I didn't like have a lot of like connections to designers, and I really liked the way that my makeup looked and everything. But the way that I was received on the show, while there is obviously a lot of love out there and a lot of support for Marcia, there is also like an overwhelming association with Marcia that is like, oh, she's not doing enough. Like the outfit isn't stoned enough, the hair isn't big enough, the makeup isn't, bold enough. And being the hard worker that I am, it frustrates me. Trying to support an art form myself, that because drag costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time.
Drag is expensive.
Drag is expensive. For a lot of people to come back with an energy that it's still not enough. And I think because of the show and because of my reception on the show, that's always going to be in people's minds. And that's just not a thing that I deal with out of drag. Like people come to see Cabaret and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea you could do that. Like you're really, really, really good. And so I've lost track of the question, but
no worries.
But they do compete in a way, because I think if we lived in like a pre-social media world, I might still be like pushing to do drag as much as I possibly could, where because of social media, and the response, because because it is now like part of the job, like you have to be doing that. And because of like how these algorithms are set up, like I see everything that is said about me, and it's just, I find for my mental health, it's not something that I can really do all the time anymore, which is kind of sad because I really loved drag, and I still do in my heart. I love watching drag. Like that's the thing. I'm a spectator as much as I am an artist in that field. Same thing with theater. I do all of these things because I love them so much. So it's weird. It's a very nuanced thing because no one has been on Drag Race. No one has been on Drag Race and Broadway. No one has gone on Drag Race and had this kind of sort of negative response, except honestly, who I think really could align with this is probably Jinx. Jinx had a kind of similar thing on her season. They were like, you're a great performer, but the look isn't right. But now she's on Broadway and now she's a superstar. So
yeah.
Long-winded answer. I apologize.
No, we love it. Okay, so we talked about this theater change for you after Drag Race. Oh, this is a good one. Do you feel drag is becoming more integrated into mainstream theater?
I think so.
I feel I would love to see more drag in theater because Drag the Musical was just so much fun, but then at the same time it had this great plot, and then we had heart, and we had original music. So it was nice to see that, because I don't think I've really seen that anywhere before yet.
Yeah, I loved Drag the Musical so much. I had such a good time. And what was I going to say? Oh yes, I think it is. I think it's important to note the roots of drag really lie, like a lot of the roots of drag do lie in ballroom. So like seeing things like this new version of Cats coming to Broadway is really, really exciting. And I think drag has really taken on a life of its own. It's really now associated, or it's now understood as like an art form.
Yeah.
It's not just like slapping on a wig and a dress and like being funny. It's like there's a real like high fashion element to it now. There's like a makeup artistry element to it. There's it's just like a really all-encompassing, impressive thing. And I think when we give drag artists a chance to be a part of something bigger, it only spotlights the talent that lies there. So I think it's happening slowly.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, for example, have you either of you seen the movie Tu Wong Fu?
No.
Okay. It's fine. It's an older one. But it's a movie about 3 drag queens that are traveling cross country and they get stuck in this small town. It would make such a spectacular musical.
Ooh.
Scylla, Queen of the Desert.
Yeah, there are similar themes. Honestly, this is so funny. You've seen the movie Cars, right?
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing as Cars.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen Cars in a long time, so I don't really remember the plot of Cars, you guys. But it's okay.
Fine.
It's okay.
But yes, I mean, that would be like such a fantastic musical. That is 3 drag queens. And I think that would be such a good idea. And I don't know why it hasn't happened yet.
Let's do Cars, the musical, but with drag queens. And
I'm telling you, it's the same story.
Let's make it happen.
And oh my God, like a Helen in Death Becomes Her, but it's a drag queen.
Oh, sure.
Like,
I'm holding out for Jan to be Viola.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah, I saw that one cover. Please.
I thought about this today.
No,
Yeah, we've talked about it too.
She's amazing. I would buy a ticket so fast.
It must.
I would be in the front row on the first night. Like
I would be on the stage. I would sneak back there and be like, "Hey, you have a costume for me."
You're like, I'm ready to go on.
I've seen the show twice, so I think I'm good.
I think I've been 3 times. I love that show.
I love
so
Death
much.
Becomes Her so much. I saw it once in previews, and then I took my mom to go see it, and she also loved it. And I love Megan Hilty so much. So
oh my gosh, Megan!
I
love her too.
I can't believe she left.
I know, but I hope it's because she's doing something else.
Yes, I'm seeing her concert.
I want more.
So yeah, need more. Also excited for the Death Becomes Her tour, but that's a lot about Death Becomes Her. What roles? Oh, well, yeah, we did talk about this. What roles would you love to see written specifically for drag performers, or would you like to see a drag performer take on? Which we kind of just talked about, but
yeah. But is there any others? Let me think.
Like,
I would love to play Glinda, but they're never gonna let me do that. So.
Hey, I would love to play Glinda too, guys. Please, I beg.
Gosh, I'm just
like a Jan Sport Heather Chandler.
I would also love that very much.
I feel like I've once seen like Jan in this Heather costume. I don't know where, but I feel like I've seen Jan wear.
It was probably in purple, but yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like Heather's is one of those shows that I think lends itself so well to like just plop a drag queen in there somewhere,
Right.
Because it's so campy and it's so over the top, and like that's a great answer.
Period.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like we're just like reaching an hour. We know you have somewhere to be. I feel like we should do we have like quick 1-word questions.
I love it.
Maybe not 1 word, but like
No,
short,
yeah.
3
Rapid
words.
fire.
rapid fire questions.
You can only
Great.
say 1 word, and that's it.
Okay, it's almost bedtime. Let's do it.
Please. Oh, new catchphrase that'll at the end of our thing.
That's what you should do for
Marty.
your quick questions.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
it's almost time for bed.
It's almost bedtime. We gotta go.
We gotta hurry.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so I'll say one, and then you'll answer, and then
Let's go.
you'll say one, and
Let's go.
So, what's a backstage ritual you swear by?
Not having any.
Period.
I find when I get caught in them, that's when I get like in my head. I have to just like allow whatever happens to happen, and yeah.
Who was the coolest guest who came to the Kit Kat Club?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. My sweet online friend Kaya Gerber. Do you know who that is? Probably not. You don't know her. You probably don't know who her mom is either. Cindy Crawford is a 90s supermodel.
I know who Cindy Crawford is. Yes.
Her daughter Kaya Gerber is an actress and a model as well, and we are friendly on the internet, and she saw it and sat in the front row, and I was staring at her the whole time. I couldn't believe it.
How would you define the Marsha aesthetic?
Ooh, I would say clean, collegiate, and colorful.
Period.
See.
Okay. How do you balance comedy and then glamour?
Oh, I think I'm just kind of a naturally silly person. So I think that part's easy. The glamour is the part that I have a little trouble with.
Okay.
What does drag allow you to express that theater doesn't?
Ooh.
And let's do vice versa too. Let's hear both.
Femininity. There was a long time, I think nearly every choreographer I've ever worked with, and this has stopped in recent years, has been like, you're very buoyant. You're very like light. They want me to be more like grounded and like muscular. And that's the thing that I never have to worry about with drag. And I love that. And something that I love, or something that acting or theater allows me to express, is a little bit more emotional depth. Because my drag is very, I think, escapist. It's very like fun and light and happy. And I love getting to like dig into the trenches in theater.
Sure. Okay. How has your drag evolved since you started professionally?
Ooh. I think I've refined my makeup to a place that it's bigger, but it's not bigger than I want it to be.
And it's you.
It's me. I think I've really cornered in on an aesthetic that I like a little bit more. I'm really allowing myself to kind of dress in drag in clothing that I like to see like in the world. It's not necessarily like so conceptual or anything like that. It's just things that make me feel good and nice. I think I'm definitely more self-assured after being so disputed for so long. I've definitely, I think, landed in a place that I'm happy, and if you don't like it, it's not really my problem.
Yes.
The Leffen theory. Okay, if you could turn any movie into a musical, what would it be? What movie?
I'm saying it again, Tu Wong Fu.
Period.
And I think it's maybe like PG-13. I think you could probably both watch that movie.
Okay, we'll do a watch party.
You should.
Spencer
It's
Leff can direct and choreograph.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do it.
I love Spencer.
Okay, so our last question for you is, you know what? I'm going to ask for both of your personas. 10 years from now, where do you see Marsha? And then where do you see Marty Lauter?
Sure. I mean, Marty, I will have a Golden Globe by then. That's my goal. I've been writing a lot for Marty as well. I definitely want to be working in TV film. That's my goal. And I've been writing, so I would love to be in things that I've written for myself and my friends, and kind of like pull people up the ladder if I can. And Marsha, I'm honestly not sure. Because like I said, it's not a thing that I feel like I can do all the time. So I hope in 10 years from now, when I do drag, it's something that I really look forward to. And it's something that it's like, oh, it's a special occasion. And I feel passionate about being in drag at this time. It's not just like, oh, I have to be in drag for whatever event or.
And also, you said you want to be in TV film. Don't you have a RuPaul's Drag Race movie coming soon?
Oh my gosh.
With
the fact that I forgot.
With our friend Jujubee?
Yes, Jujubee, who I'm telling you is running away with this movie. I'm calling it now. I haven't seen any of it, so I can't really tell until we've seen the edit and everything. But Jujubee is one of the funniest people I've ever worked with in my life.
I love Jujubee.
She was
so much killing
me the whole filming process. Yes, we have Stop That Train coming out in theaters. Very exciting. May 29th. I'm very, very excited to see it, because this is, I mean, all of our, I think, like feature film theatrical release sort of debuts. which is very, very exciting. We got to work with so many cool people. I can't wait for you all to see all of the list of cameos because, honey, she's long. But like Lisa Rinna, they announced her already, so I'm not breaking any rules. But like working with Lisa Rinna for a couple of days was like so fun. Everyone should go see it. The success of that film and the likelihood other films will be made with drag queens depends on people seeing it. So if you're a queer person, if you're a Drag Race fan, if you're a drag fan, if you just love a silly, silly comedy, get your booty to the theater and see Stop That Train May 29th. It's going to be great.
Go do that. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. We were so honored to have you, and I guess it's time to go to bed. It's bedtime.
I guess it's bedtime. I gotta turn in. Oh, you two were so sweet. Thank you for having me. I'm so impressed at both of your ability to make careers for yourself at such a young age. You're still in middle school. That's crazy. When I was in middle school, don't even talk about it.
We will talk again and see you around.
I'm sure we will.
Bye.
Bye.
With Yair and Remy.